Hey, how you doing? So, one of us, actually, I saw Superman before, but one of us just saw Superman recently. I should probably introduce who I'm with, actually. So, this is my editor, and one of my closest friends ever, Chip. Say hi, Chip. How you doing?
Yo,
You're probably wondering, hey, why the fuck is this review taking so long to come out? Alright, listen. I saw the movie opening weekend. This man didn't see it till yesterday. By the time this recorded, by the time this comes out. So,
yeah, we
like,
set stuff up, but it always got
yeah,
canceled.
just life got in the way, all that, but we're here now. We're here now. So, this movie has been a long time coming for the both of us. Ever since Guardians of the Galaxy 3 came out, we've been like, fuck, what can James Gunn do with Superman? And for a solid 2 years, I don't remember a day where we haven't been talking about this movie. For a solid 2 years, we've been talking about set leaks, whatever pics were revealed, whatever like announcements are coming, whatever like weird fake spoilers you were sending me.
It was like theories, and I think the only one I sent was obviously spoilers ahead. This is a review.
Oh yeah, spoilers,
If you didn't
spoilers.
see it yet, I don't know why you're watching a review. Like if you've watched
Yeah,
any of his
movie's been
reviews,
out
you
for a
know the
month
spoilers.
already. It's
So like,
on
what the
digital
fuck?
now, so like, yeah. All
Womp
right,
womp.
continue.
But yeah, the only real fake spoiler was that Ultraman might have turned out to have been Apollo. I think his name is
Yeah, I know.
Apollo. I
As,
kind
as
of
we
wish
talk
that's
about
where it
this,
went because that would have made more sense since James Gunn is trying to make
we'll
this
talk
into
about
his
that. We'll
thing.
we'll, we'll talk about that later. So
Okay, of course.
yeah. So like for a solid 2 years, we've been talking about this movie, and now it's finally been out. So
Finally out.
yep. And I'm gonna start with you, Chip. What do you think?
It it was probably one of the best superhero movies, and it was definitely the best Superman movie that I've ever seen. I
Absolutely.
have not seen the original Superman movies. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yes.
Don't
So
fight me.
you're a little bit biased there, but yeah, dude, I fucking loved it. Like the entire movie, I had the biggest, dumbest grin on my face throughout that whole thing,
I
man.
had a pretty stupid grin on my face through at multiple points.
Yeah, it's me see. Yeah, my God, yeah. I would probably consider this one of my favorite comic book movies of all time. This is like essentially my dream comic book movie. This is like everything I look for in a superhero movie like this.
Yeah, for a Superman movie, it definitely has everything you could ever want from it. Like I'm very
Absolutely,
happy with everything we got from this movie.
absolutely.
Obviously, I have some negatives, but we can get to that later.
Yeah. Speaking of, I guess for like the spoiler part of the review, I guess we'll talk about like movie from like start to end, just like as just to give our thoughts on it. So, opening of the movie, I really liked how they opened the movie. What do you think about that?
Let me. Oh yeah. I actually kind of like that too, because in the opening of the
Yeah,
movie they do like three
it
decades
was like
ago, 3 years ago, three
three
years ago, all
three
that.
centuries ago. There's metahumans. 300 years ago, this is that. 30 years ago, a baby came on planet Earth. 3 days ago, some dude in Moravia, and 3 minutes ago, Superman got his ass kicked.
Yeah, that was a really funny way to open the movie, especially like I didn't think
Yeah,
that scene would be so early on,
yeah, I
and
didn't think so
I thought it
either,
would be
honestly.
like 30 minutes in, but no, it was the opening. And then
Yeah,
seeing Crypto, I've seen that clip so many times, but seeing Crypto jump on him was just the funniest shit ever.
yeah, yeah. I like how the movie opens with like a Star Wars like crawl. It saves us, the exposition, and all that, and it's like done really well. Star Wars with Top Gun, mwah, love that shit.
Did Top Gun have an exposition call too? I haven't seen those movies.
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
All
yeah,
right, so then Superman gets dragged into the Fortress of Solitude, and oh my God, the Fortress of Solitude, dude.
dude, I fucking love those robots. Number four is the go on God, dude.
Yeah, I love how Alan Tudyk talks when he's playing
Dude,
number four, or in this case, Gary.
he has he has a surprising amount of range for an actor who wasn't used until James Gunn. I mean, he was used obviously. Like his
I
biggest
mean, he
role.
has worked before.
No, I know that he's worked before, but it's like ever since James Gunn hired him, it feels like we've been seeing a lot more of him. Like a lot of people, except for Rylie, would know him from the Firefly series. A
I've
lot of
seen
people.
Firefly, dude. I've seen
You've seen
Firefly.
Firefly? We've never talked about this before.
Okay, why would we?
Hold on. We've never talked about Firefly before. I wish you told me you've seen it because I would want
Yeah,
to
I've
talk
seen a
about
few
it.
episodes of Firefly. I know what you're talking about.
That's a video for another day on itself,
Yeah,
honestly.
that's a discussion for another time.
Oh yeah.
But Yeah, I just love like how like the Fortress of Solitude like comes out from the ice and just like spins around, and like in correlation with the sun and shit. That's
Oh,
cool.
dude,
That's cool to me.
I love the way it looks inside
Yeah,
too. Like the inside of it, that is pretty much exactly what I wanted from the Fortress of Solitude. Like I feel like a lot of
exactly. Yeah.
don't really get the balance right. Sometimes they make it look
This is
too
a bias of me, but I wish it was bigger. I wish the Fortress of Solitude, the interior was bigger.
it might. I mean, it might be. I doubt that's.
It could be
That's
bigger.
the
Yeah,
only thing they're
we only
really.
saw like one room out of the whole movie.
I mean, we did see multiple robots coming out of other rooms. So I mean, like
Yeah, yeah,
there's other
exactly.
rooms.
But yeah, like we're like how much longer this is, and we haven't talked about Superman yet. But now give me hold on. As soon as David Cornswell just started talking like the ever since the first crypto take me home to the first golly, I was like fuck, oh god, this version of Superman, I'm liking this version of Superman already.
James Gunn wrote the character perfectly, and David
Yes,
Cornsweet acted the hell out of his character. When I was watching him on this screen, it felt like watching the DCAU Superman, which
yes,
I
yeah,
still mandate is the greatest Superman that we've had so far. Like nobody even comes
right,
close to him so far. David
right,
Cornsweet is a very close second though. Like
absolutely,
he got
yes.
every aspect of Superman right, and that is so good considering how much people meet rise Henry Cavill.
Pretty much, yeah, yeah,
He has so
exactly.
much
Um,
personality.
with Henry Cavill, he hasn't had much to work with, but with David Cornsweet, there was so much more effort like put into him than Henry Cavill. Like they specifically looked for someone who was in Juilliard, same as Christopher Reeve in the original Superman movie, right? And like that same Juilliard background, obviously more in depth with James Gunn and all that. Obviously, dived heavy more into the comics. Obviously, I'm just like fuck. Holy shit, David Cornsweet is like, oh, he is Superman. This is, I'm sounding like a broken record because everyone's fucking saying this. He literally is fucking Superman, dude.
He really is.
I love how David Cornsweet just depicts Clark Kent as like a really out of touch dork, and I love that. It makes sense so much, just with like him saying like cheesy shit like "what the hey dude" and fucking golly. I'm just like, oh my god, just like, oh my god, it works so fucking well, man.
Yeah, I love the nerdier side that he brought to the role.
Absolutely, yeah. And David Cornsweet himself is a fucking nerd in real life. He's constantly
Oh,
talking about Star
100%.
Wars. Yeah, he talks about Star Wars and shit, D&D, like hell yeah. But yeah, this is probably like that too. Like, might as well just say this now, just because as we're talking about more of this movie, this is more apparent. This is definitely the most relatable version of Superman that we've seen on screen, and we'll definitely talk about that more in a bit. So like, Superman gets healed by the sun. Leaves the Fortress of Solitude, heads back to Metropolis, and this is where we get our first introduction of the engineer in this movie.
Yeah, she was a bit of an odd character in this movie. 'Cause,
Yeah,
she was cool. She was
I
cool.
mean, yeah,
I got a lot of vibes from her on the dynamic she has with this world. But honestly, my problems with her just go back to the Authority kind of like. It's a little bit disappointing we didn't really get any other Authority members in this, and I'm not that
honestly,
into
yeah,
Authority members, but it's like how much they're trying to set them up, and the fact that the engineer was in this, I feel like he probably could have used at least one more member of the Authority.
yeah. Like Authority are not even mentioned. I don't even know if that movie's even happening anymore.
I hope so, because it sounded cool,
Yeah,
and I would love to see Midnighter and Apollo. They were cool.
yeah. Because at that point, I actually had this thought when I watched the movie for the second time. I totally could have thought like engineer women could have been replaced by Metallo or something, and like the movie could have been like barely changed.
Yeah, pretty much. That would have worked a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not crazy, right? That totally would have made sense,
Yeah,
right?
that would have made sense.
Yeah, and like, all right, so engineer comes in, freaking Superman, freaking swoops past her, and like, oh, the camera work in this movie. Oh, the fact we're just like tracking
Camera work.
Superman.
The flying
Yes,
stuff
yeah,
is pretty cool. I like the flying
yeah.
stuff.
Like anytime I'm on a skateboard, I'm pretending like I'm like doing the diver, like, oh yeah, and just leads directly into the title card. It's like really cool. Oh
Oh,
god, oh my,
that how it led into the title card was great.
I know,
The
bro.
fight scene with the hammer of Barovia was that first fight was
Bravia,
pretty cool. Barovia, okay,
yeah, it's pronounced Bravia.
okay.
And like that whole fight between Hammer and Bravia and the introduction of Lex Luthor. Um, fine, I'm not really sure how to discuss this actually. I love how we just like jump straight into the action. With that opening call we mentioned in the beginning, goes like 300 years this, 30 years that, 3 minutes that, and like boom, straight to the action, straight to Superman falling in the snow, straight to Superman finding the Hammer and Bravia. It was dope. It was sick.
That fight scene was really cool. But
Yeah.
admittedly, this is a very small problem, by the way. Like, I really don't care that much. But them immediately revealing the Hammer of Arabia is just Ultraman. I was a little bit disappointed. I was kind of hoping he'd.
I mean, I didn't mind.
I didn't mind. I was just a little bit disappointed. I was kind of hoping he'd be like a side villain. But you know, it's whatever. It's Ultraman. It makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
I was just excited at the idea of James Gunn creating an original character, but it was just another character. It was like,
Yeah, it was just Ultraman in disguise, which again I don't mind. Don't mind at all.
I don't mind. It is just slightly disappointing.
I also love how comic booky like the Hammer of Arabia is portrayed. Like everything about this movie is super
Oh,
comic booky.
yeah.
Yeah,
Arabia seems like it would be like an old. I thought he was a real character at first until they said he was.
yeah. No, he was only created for this movie.
Hopefully, we'll see him because he was kind of cool.
I wouldn't give a shit if he did show up again. But anyway, so Hammer of Arabia slash Ultraman fucks off. Heads back into this pocket dimension that Lex Luthor creates, which we'll get talk about later on in the movie. And it turns out to be
shot every time Rylie says we'll get back to
and Hammer of Arabia turns out to be Ultraman. And yeah, moving on. It cuts like a day later. We got introduced like all to the members of the Daily Planet, and I love how like we get introduced to Clark and like within the settings, like him stumbling from the crowd, going the wrong direction where the crowd is going. Again, Chip has not seen the Christopher Reeve movies because he's very uncultured. But
uncultured.
David but David Cornside
I've seen. I don't want to hear it.
and David Cornside just brings that like bumbling, you know, Clark Kent energy that Christopher Reeve had also, which also fucking perfect, dude. Oh my goodness. And like all the members of the Daily Planet were introduced are Steve Lombard, Cat Grant, Jimmy Olsen, DC CEO of Sex.
Yeah, bro.
Yep, and Lois Lane and Perry White. I still want to talk about the members like individually. So I think let's start with Cat Grant. Cat Grant.
Okay, I gotta say, she was a very attractive woman, but she didn't really do or say anything.
I mean, she was there.
She was there.
Yeah.
She didn't even really serve a comedic relief role. Like she was there.
I mean, Steve Lombard was pretty funny in this movie. Yeah.
He was just a
little yeah. Hey, loser, you're a loser.
and then later on, there's a scene where he's like pouring some fucking powder in his water when they're in the key pod, like, oh, I'm gonna die.
Oh yeah. Oh boy. And Jimmy Olsen.
Jimmy Olsen is based as fuck.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. I love how like immediately established that Jimmy Olsen and Clark Kent are just buddies immediately, just like him messing around, slapping his knees with the newspaper and shit because of the article Clark Kent made. That's not even something like the Christopher Reeve movies did. Like, I don't think they like share eyes with each other at all. Then we get introduced to Lois Mommy Lang. Oh my god, she was fine as fuck in this movie. Oh my god.
Yeah, she was a great character. I really liked her. She was not nearly as bland and boring as Snyderverse Lois Lane was.
Yeah. Anytime I like see her move or talk, I instantly picture like animated series Lois Lane. Like she was like pulled directly from that cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that a lot actually.
Right? Yeah, seriously, just fucking perfect. So Lois talks about Clark, Superman, about repercussions of Superman's actions, dealing with the whole conflict with Boravia and Giantport, with the Boravian dictator. I forget this dude's name. Hold on. Vasil Gurkos, that's his name.
Yeah, I forgot his name, honestly.
Essentially, he is the leading force of like the whole conflict between Boravia and Giantport, which is reflecting on what's going on in the real world right now, which we will get to in a minute. And we cut to later on, and Lois enters her apartment and meets Clark Kent, and literally the first literally the second they see each other, fucking Clark slams her on the counter, and they tongue each other like crazy. I'm like, I wish that was me right now. And so this directly leads to the infamous Superman and Lois interview, right, from the Christopher Reeve movie and all that. And this whole sequence is like 12 minutes long, and it's like probably like one of the best parts of the movie for me. All right, yeah. What are your thoughts on that whole scene, Chip? Before I get my 2 cents in it.
I thought it was a really good scene. Like we got to learn a lot about both characters, and that we got to see a much more emotional side of Superman.
Right.
I thought they
and like. Yeah, I love how like Lois is like, despite being Superman's girlfriend and all, she's not holding back with the questions at all. She's doing her not at all, absolutely not. No, she's doing her job as a reporter, saying the questions and the fact that need to be stated in front of Superman or Superman in the context of the interview. And like Superman rightfully gets frustrated. He rightfully gets upset because he's trying to like do a basic good thing, and just like politics from another country and the country he's currently in are in the way of that. So yeah, that scene played out absolutely fucking perfectly.
Yeah, neither party was really wrong in that scene, which I also appreciated.
Alright, yeah. And like fucking Superman gets upset with fucking internet trolls too with a hashtag super shit. Like, dude, like Superman's real as fuck.
That was one of the funniest parts of it. It's just like, dude, it's so stupid, it's not even clever.
Stop your comment, Lois. You know what specifically irritates me.
Your mic cut out when you said that, and it was honestly funnier.
Oh god. I hope it's funny. I hope it turns out funny. Anyway, so this leads directly into Superman's story off, and like Lois, saying she's not ready for she's not good at relationships, which puts Clark down. I forget what scene came after that. You're the first right fresh in your mind. So
This scene did come after that. I think this scene with the Barovian president, maybe.
Oh yeah. With Gurkos and me and Lex Luthor the first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not first time. Showing that they are in cahoots.
For the first time.
Yeah, they're in cahoots. That's what that boils down to. Boils down to with Lex Luthor creating the whole pocket universe and all that. Yeah. And I guess we need to talk about what everything that fucking happens in the movie, just like just like what we can talk about in the movie, in order of the movie, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So
it doesn't really matter either way.
Yeah. So all right. So Lex Luthor goes into Arctic and leads his little team, Ultraman, Engineer, and Miss Tessmacher into the Fortress of Solitude.
Yep.
Chip doesn't get that joke. You're not saying anything. Anyway.
Well, I don't get the joke. Obviously, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, Lex Luthor in the original Christopher Reeve Superman movie constantly called Eve Tessmacher and just screamed her name like this, Miss Tessmacher!
Oh, she's an actual comic book character? What the fuck?
Well, she came from the original Christopher Reeve Superman movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her and Otis as well.
Who the fuck is Otis?
Otis was the black dude that was working on LexCorp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or Luthor Corp in this universe. Alright, so they head to the Fortress of Solitude to potentially get dirt on Superman, to show that Superman could be an actual threat. And that fight scene, dope as fuck.
One-sided as shit, but it was awesome.
Yeah, totally. They actually cut out a scene where Ultraman punched Crypto.
I'm glad they did.
Yeah, I'm glad they do. I don't stand for doggy violence ever. All right, so engineer hacks into the Kryptonian computer, and early on in the movie, it's established that Kal-El himself listens to the first half of the message that he was that played when he was a baby in the Kryptonian pod that sent her in the first place. But only that first half of the message only survived. The rest is destroyed, and corrupt, and all that, right?
Yeah.
Basically saying, we love you, all that, be what the humans need, all that. And engineer finds some dirt. She finds some things fucked up.
I think out of everything in this movie, this is probably going to be the one that causes people to argue the most.
Ooh, but yeah, we're talking about that. We are definitely going to talk about that.
I mean, we have to. It's a big part of the movie.
Yeah, literally, we have to. We can't talk about that. We can't not talk about that. So, and that directly leads to Otis and the dude with the mustache. He's also a comics character. I forget his name. Releasing little baby kaiju out of Metropolis, which directly, turns into a giant kaiju. And like before we talk about that whole scene, like how long in this video, and like this is like what at this point 15, 20 minutes in the movie, and like a lot of shit happens already. It's very fast paced.
Probably 40
Originally, 40 minutes, yeah. Originally, I was kind of like put off with the tone of this movie because a lot of shit was happening. Like from the beginning, we go from like point C to like fucking D. I was like, fuck, it's like kind of like going a little weird. But I remember like one of the heavy inspirations for this movie was yeah, what I did a video on this All Star Superman by Grant Morrison, and like when you are reading that comic, when you're going from like issue to issue, you're supposed to picture like this moment happens, cut to black, then the next moment happens, right? So something else happens entirely. And like I got those vibes exactly from All Stars, just like this thing happens, cut to black, and this thing happens. I was like, fuck, I get what this movie's trying to do. Makes sense. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did mention that was one of the bigger inspirations for this movie too.
Yeah. Not in plot necessarily, more in tone.
In tone and in pacing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And the kaiju fight itself is super cool. It showcases a lot of like this version of Superman's morals and like how he deals with action. Like, dude, he for real like saving dogs, squirrels, and people and all that. Like, oh god, the line that like that's my Superman. Yeah, he's out here saving squirrels and shit. Fucking Henry Cavill.
All for him to save.
Exactly. Yeah, all life matters to him. And like, oh my god, the line that like set in stone for me with David Cornshaw as Superman is like Superman directly at the kaiju after he tosses fireball at him, and David goes, "Hey buddy, eyes up here." I'm like, fuck, I quote that shit every time, man. Like, oh god.
It is a pretty good one-liner.
Yeah. Hey buddy, eyes up here.
Yes, because this time, Rylie.
Shut up. And we get introduced to the Justice Gang. Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl, and Mr. Terrific. I mean, the Justice Gang for what they are. They were cool. They serve their purpose, right?
I like about what? Okay. I like about like 3/4 of the Justice Gang. Although we'll get to the fourth member in a bit, I guess. But Guy Gardner, he's a great character. I'm very
Oh
happy.
yeah, he's like the perfect amount of asshole. Perfect amount of asshole.
However,
yeah.
I have to say, I really hope they switch to his modern look in the future because that's a really cool look.
Yeah.
I want to see it on screen, and I'm tired of looking at that bowl cut already. Although it's not as big of a deal as I thought it would be, so I'm not that bad.
The bowl cut was Nathan Fillion's choice, actually.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. Mr. Terrific. We're definitely going to talk about Mr. Terrific. He's a show stealer.
Was one of the best parts of this movie.
He is a show stealer, dude. Oh god, we'll talk about his big plan in this movie. We'll definitely talk about that fight scene. And Hawk Girl. Yeah, and Hawk Girl served her purpose. I didn't despise her or anything like that, but she was there. She was cool.
But there's really nothing to talk about. I'm not really sure what version of Hawk Girl they're going for here. I was kind of hoping it leaned.
What's like the recent version of Hot Girl?
I don't think she acts like that.
Name, I need a name.
I don't know her name.
Oh yeah,
All
well,
I know.
yeah. I don't know Hot Girls, so
Are we talking about the actress or the character?
the character,
Okay, I was just making sure. Hot
the
girl,
the different iterations of Hot Girl.
real name. Her. I guess her name is Kendra Saunders.
Oh yeah.
But
Isabella Merced plays that Hot
yeah, there's
Girl.
Kendra Saunders and Shayra Hole, which is the hot girl I normally prefer. I mean, I don't have anything against this version of Hot Girl. It's just they didn't really give her much in terms of character or anything to really do in this
I
movie.
mean, with the movie with like a lot of characters, not everyone can be a spotlight. Not everyone can be Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, of course, but like with how much of an important role she's supposed to play, like one of the first members of the Justice League, like you feel like she would be a little bit.
Justice Gang, get it right,
Why I
Justice
said in
Gang.
quotations because they're either going to evolve into the Justice Society or the Justice League.
They're probably going to call it either the Justice Gang League or the Justice Gang of America, some shit like
I
that.
don't think that's where it's going to go. I think they're probably going to swap to Justice to the Justice Society eventually. Like I think the gang is going to be removed. I think that was just like a little bit, and they're probably going to have it be in the future. Like what happened to Justice Gang? And Guy Gardner's going to be like, you know what, Justice Society fits better, or something like that. I don't know.
He would say some like corny fucking like 2000s Transformers shit like that. So,
Hey, do not disrespect Optimus Prime. He gives the best speech in fiction.
yeah, depending on who's writing them. Anyway,
I will stand by this. There is not a single bad Optimus Prime speech, and I will fight you to the death if you disagree with me.
we're talking about Superman, not Transformers. You artistic spaz.
I know. But do not disrespect Optimus Prime because him and Superman would be best buddies if they existed in the same universe. Just saying.
Probably.
G1 Optimus Prime, not Bayverse Optimus Prime. But
Okay, G1 makes sense. G1 makes sense.
Every other version except for Bayverse.
Oh yeah, Superman would not fuck with Bayverse Optimus Prime at all.
I don't know about that. I just don't think they'd be best buds. Because he's friends with Hot Girl, and Hot Girl has killed many people.
Yeah, but Superman would have known that probably. So
it's kind of impossible not to know that. That would be all over the news everywhere.
Okay, yeah, Clark's a journalist, so that makes sense.
Also, okay, I'm gonna spoil way ahead of the movie, but the fact that she kills the president, he knows. He knows. They've killed in front of him.
Like, Clark is a reporter. He's a journalist. That's going to get out. He's going to write about it eventually.
Probably Lois Lane who wrote that article. Maybe. I don't know.
Probably. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be best buds with Bayverse Optimus, but he would be like, you exist. You're fine. I don't not fuck with you, I guess. You're whatever.
Alright, yeah. Alright, so, this Superman here has, such a high value of life. He doesn't even want to kill the kaiju. He wants to take him to, a museum or something. But, Mr. Terrific sends his T-spheres out. Galactic... I don't know why you said it like that. And you say I'm the autistic one. So Mr. Terrific throws his T-spheres into the kaiju stomach, blows him from the inside, and the kaiju dies. And, we get a news report. Coming from Lex Luthor, who has some dirt on Superman, and it's about the message that Superman got from Krypton, and it's the first half. It's the first half. Superman's like, "Hey, what the hell's wrong with this?" And as it goes on and goes on, and hold on, let me search up the line specifically so I can get this right, because my fucking bumbling summarized version will not help. So give me a second. And what the last half of that message said pretty much boils down to you need to rule over the Earth or rehabilitate planet Earth and repopulate the Kryptonian race. And obviously bad luck on Superman, very bad luck. Fucking Gurkos gets out and is this Superman specifically likes Moravian women. And Lex Luthor borderline says that Superman is grooming us. I was like, okay, you're really hammering home with trying to make this man look bad. And the whole public hates him. Superman hates him so much within this moment right here because fucking everyone just sees him as Homelander. Basically, they just see him as like a Viltrumite. So let's talk like the actual twist itself and like if this works or not. So like, what's your 2 cents on that twist?
This twist works for this movie, although I kind of wish they phrased it a little bit differently just to make it sound like Jor-El isn't Homelander himself. But it does work for this movie either way. I just hope this doesn't become like a normal thing for Superman where they make it to where that's the main message they leave him every time.
Right. Yeah. And when that message played, I don't think it was like him like being like cynical about it. To me, both Jor-El and I forget what Kal-El's mom's name is.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
We're Superman fans, we swear.
Superman's mother, Laura Lorvan.
Laura L. With Jor and Laura L. For definitely in like the modern day in this version, I don't think they would like care about like another planet and another race that wasn't their own. Because like by the time they made that message, they were dying. Krypton was like blowing up like as this mention was coming on. So like they would not like give a shit about another race that wasn't their own. So like to me that makes sense.
It makes sense for them to say repopulate Krypton, but everything else is kind of crazy. Like kill everybody who gets in your way and take over the planet.
Okay, they didn't say that. They did not say that.
That is what they said. They said kill anybody who gets in your way, and not that exact wording, but they said crush anyone who intervenes or something like that. Like maybe it wasn't worded like that, but like I don't know.
Maybe they're on like they're like a different like class or like another spectrum like the Krypton lineage or something.
I get everything that Gunn was going for. I'm just saying I don't want Jor-El and Lara to be fucking assholes in the future. Like,
yeah,
it works for
and like especially with
but I don't want that to be a permanent lore change.
yeah, especially with like people like Supergirl running around right who has lived on Krypton longer than Clark. Who was like, did she obtain that mindset as well? Because like, what's going on? I'm hoping that's something. I'm hoping, but we'll see. We will see down the line. All right. Yes.
I do have to say, I'm hoping, and I feel like this is probably a big possibility if the rumors we're hearing about the second Superman movie is believed. But I'm hoping we get the bottled city of Kandor because I really do want to see more Kryptonians. Like, I get the whole thing with Superman is he's supposed to be the last son of Krypton, but we're kind of past that point now.
We have people like Kal-El, General Zod, Kara, fucking
Connor, John.
Yes, Connor. He's a clone, so I don't think that would count.
He's still Kryptonian.
I mean, yeah, but he's not from Krypton, so I don't think that counts.
Well, John's not from Krypton either.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Son of Krypton.
Yeah, it counts. Yeah. That and like I forget these two's name, but these two guys
really
from All
thinking about them. I want to
see
them in a movie too because that would be kind of cool.
Oh, I would love to see their costumes in live action. Oh my goodness.
Maybe updated.
Okay, dude, what the hell do you mean, bro? Like, hold on, let me get a good fucking panel. Like, they brought this in live action, just changed the logo and added fucking lines. They did this shit. They did this shit. They can do that with the yellow guy.
I'm talking about the antennas. I hate the antennas that come out of their head. Like
the antennas are cool. What are you talking about?
No, they're not. They're weird.
It's so sci-fi. It's so sci-fi dorky, and I love that.
With what we've seen of this Krypton, what little of it, that fashion doesn't really fit with what we saw Jor-El and Lara L wearing.
Okay. All right. I doubt Jor and Laura would be wearing this. So like, not them specifically. So like, but these two probably would.
I don't know.
Anyway, moving.
Take it off a couple times, that'd be fine. I just don't want that to be the only appearance we see them in.
Peacemaker's helmet. That shit exists. What do you mean?
Peacemaker's helmet doesn't look like a satellite. I mean, not a satellite, a Wi-Fi
Yes, it
tower.
does.
No, it
Yes,
doesn't.
it
What
does.
Wi-Fi
What
tower
do
are you
you
looking at? No, no,
mean?
no, no, no. What
It's
Wi-Fi tower
silver
are
and
you looking
shaped
at?
like this,
That
dude.
does
What are you
not
talking
look like a
about?
Wi-Fi tower. That looks nothing like a Wi-Fi tower at all. What Wi-Fi tower are you looking at? Maybe a Wi-Fi tower from fucking Cybertron.
They don't even have Wi-Fi. What do you
Yes,
mean?
they do. They have radio and TV there.
Oh no! Hang out. What do you
Dogs,
mean?
we literally see them having an arcade machine. You don't think they have Wi-Fi? What do you
Why
think?
are we talking about Transformers again?
I
Why are
don't
we doing
know.
this
You're the one who
again?
said they don't have Wi-Fi just because I said it looks like a Cybertronian Wi-Fi tower. We literally have Soundwave and Blaster, and they both use Wi-Fi.
Okay, this is the last time we're talking about Transformers in the fucking
No, it's
Superman review.
probably not. Rylie, listen,
Yes, it is. Yes, it.
this is not gonna be.
Stop! Stop!
This.
Stop! It's not Superman. It's not Superman. Stop it! Stop! Anyway, so yeah, Superman is dealing with the repercussions of that. Even like Guard Gardner is like, dude, you have like a secret harem and some shit, and like
He sounded
that
so
one
jealous.
interaction.
I love that he didn't
Yeah.
even sound mad. He just sounded jealous. He's like, "You had a harem this whole time and you didn't tell me. I thought we were bros."
And even Carter like, back off, guy, you asshole. I was like, make me, Big Blue. What you gonna do?
What you
Like
gonna do?
that's directly an encounter akin to the comics. So again, perfect.
I have to say, I kind of doubt this is going to happen, and I know I probably sound like I'm saying, "Oh, I want this to happen a lot in this video," but I really, really want to see Guy Gardner and Ice's relationship in this universe because it shows a whole
Who?
new Ice. That's Guy Gardner's girlfriend.
Who?
She is normally partnered with Fire. They're both Brazilian, I think. I'm not quite sure, but
Oh
they
wait,
were
I think I know who you're talking
they were
about.
both a
Nice,
part of
DC.
the Justice League in some run. I can't quite remember, but it was them, Batman.
Oh yeah, let's check.
Yeah, her. Guy Gardner and
Slade.
Martian Manhunter were all in the same team. I don't quite remember who else was on the team. But then they pretty much like they hit it off. Guy Gardner was nice at one point. She fell in love with him. Then they started going out on dates, but she wasn't used to him being an asshole. But then she brought out a new softer side to him, and I think that's a really good place to go because Guy Gardner's character is incredibly underrated. Like he's known for being the asshole, but he is probably one of the most noble Green Lanterns in comic books. And I really wish we saw that side of him more often because, like, I'm kind of tired of people seeing him as just the asshole who got knocked out by Batman.
Maybe like by like a movie 3 or like show number 2, we can like guy can like develop into that version of the character.
We're getting pretty close. I'm kind of hoping that after the next movie he's in, the next time he plays a major role, we get to see that. Because, like I
Yeah.
said, it is really underrated. I need him to have that characteristic. I need them to explore his relationship with his dad just even a little bit. I need Ice in there. I need his new
Wait, well,
costume.
hold on. He has a relationship with his dad. Guy Gardner has a father. What?
It's complicated. We can honestly, I think we can go on this tangent because like we're just talking like normal people, and I feel like people would be interested in it. But in a Booster Gold comic, right? The Booster Gold comics, he is going time traveling and stuff. And in the second issue of the New 52 run, he fights against Sinestro, but he also stops and sits down with Guy Gardner at a bar, and Guy Gardner's like trying to go to a baseball game, but they're talking, and Guy Gardner's like, "Yeah, my dad's dying, but I'm probably not gonna go see him. He's kind of an asshole. It's complicated." And Booster Gold was like, "Look, he's your dad. We have complicated relationships with our fathers." And then eventually, at the end of that conversation, there's a lot more to it. But Guy Gardner pretty much turns to him and says, "Here, take these tickets. I'm gonna go see my dad and see if we could bond in his last moments." Something like that. It's like it probably isn't brought up that much, but that comic alone, just like that was
Fuck,
such
that
a
made me
good.
sad, dude.
Booster Gold. He's
Made me
another character
just
I'm
made
looking
me
forward
sad.
to.
Holy shit.
Like it's Guy Gardner is a really good character. It's like everybody just kind of looks at him like the asshole, but it's like he's a lot more than that. And obviously, the character in this movie is perfectly fine. It's his first appearance, and it's a Superman movie, so I didn't expect him to go
Yeah.
wrong with all that. And we're probably not going to get everything I'm saying because I'm a fanboy. Of course, I want to be comic accurate at least mostly. But it's like we really do need to see that other side of Guy Gardner because, like I said, he really is one of the most noble of the Green Lanterns. Like if you wanted a Green Lantern to protect you against the entire Green Lantern Corps, Guy Gardner is your guy.
I mean, fuck. I hope we get to see that version of Guy Gardner with the MCU. And, like, with how many of James Gunn's characters have fucking daddy issues, that'd be perfect.
Okay,
Honestly.
this is a really stupid
Like,
thing to laugh at, and I'm gonna sound like the actually emoji here, but you said Guy Gardner in the MCU.
son of a bitch, I say that?
You said the MCU.
I meant DCU.
Yeah.
DCU, yeah. But again, James Gunn, daddy issues. Guy Gardner, daddy issues. So there you go.
Yeah, Guy Gardner. Yeah, that would be a really great.
All right, yeah. Yeah. So, alright, so back to the movie. Clark's like, fuck, that message has gotta be fake. That's gotta be, freaking, damn it. What's the word? Not manufactured. Fabricated, yeah, thank you.
The fabricated.
Yeah. And so many people are, like, getting this thing wrong for whatever reason. Like, thinking, like, oh, it's not real, it's not real. Mr. Terrific has said it. Freaking Lex Luthor, who technically has described the message, has said it. And even in the confidence of his own pocket dimension, when he's talking to Gurkos, says that it was a real thing. So like people need to like use it, actually watch the fucking movie, and like accept the fact that Joel and Laurel are fucking assholes. So
yeah, and on that topic, I gotta talk about it. But this was like a bit of a small detail that might have gone over people. But for most of the movie, Mr. Terrific is kind of like a hard ass. He doesn't really go beyond like being serious the whole time. But in that moment when he tells
damn Mr. Terrific,
everyone's like, it has to be fake. Like there's no way it's real. Mr. Terrific, he spoke softly and he said it with like 100% earnest sympathy. It's like, I'm sorry,
right?
It's real. The guys who did this, they would not lie. It's real. I'm sorry. It's like,
yeah. The way that Mr. Terrific talks to Clark and like how he talks to Guy, different way entirely.
Oh yeah, with Guy and Hot Girl, I feel like they're just coworkers. I don't really know if that is the case, but it feels like that team is just coworkers. But with Clark, I believe that they are actually friends. Like even with Guy Gardner, I believe that they're friends. And then this circles back to Hot Girl.
Yeah, Superman and Joe, she's like, anyone on the planet has a friend. So
I don't really like get Hot Girl's relationship with Superman either. She was just kind of there. But Guy Gardner, I 100% believe he sees Superman as a friend.
You mean Guy Gardner is Terrific?
I mean both of them. I believe both of them
okay.
genuinely see Superman as a friend.
Alright, so Clark finds out that that Lex Luthor and the Engineer and Ultraman break into the Fortress of Solitude and is like, fuck! Crypto! So he sits over there.
Dog! It was about to become
they took my dog! Not even my dog, my cousin's dog! She'll kick my ass if she finds out! Like, so he flies to the Fortress of Solitude. See, Crypto's not there. Flies back to Metropolis and Luthor Corp. And meets up with Lex Luthor for the first time.
That's a generous way to put it.
Yeah, very generous.
He broke
I'm like,
like, you know what? No, 100%. I'd do the exact same thing if it was my cat. He 100%.
Honestly. God. Where's the cat?
Where is Angus, Luthor? He's dead. I ate him.
The cat, Luthor! You took the cat!
Oh, yeah.
And oh my god, I love how fucking petty fucking Lex Luthor acts.
Like, as he's sipping his coffee, he's like,
the fucking wait, where's my water bottle? The fucking hold on, wait, let me reenact this, hold on. The fucking I don't know what you're talking about. Ugly dog in a cape. Yeah. The fuck you say?
So funny. I love how petty this dude is.
I know, dude. Oh god, literally like any scene with like Lex Luthor being the pettiest bitch ever. I just laughed in the theater. Like the scene where like pushed the coffee mug off the table and like made everyone else pick it up for it. I fucking laughed at that shit, dude. Tries to find Crypto, and deals with the repercussions of excuse me, and all that. And we see a TV program. We see Peacemaker. Peacemaker gets a cameo.
The Peacemaker cameo was so incredibly unexpected. I don't really know why I'd give him an interview, but you know what? I'm happy anyways because I was glad to see him.
Yeah, when I saw him, I was like, "Oh shit, Peacemaker!" Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping.
And I actually like
in the future.
Oh, I want to see what a conversation between Peacemaker and Superman would look like. So Superman flies in, feeling defeated, after the day he just went through. And Lois Lane's also in there. He apologized to Lois after they fought, and like I just love this scene also. Just like Lois saying like I was just this punk rock kid from outside Metropolis, wherever. Couldn't trust anybody. Don't see anyone as like anyone other than myself or whatever. And you see everyone as like as something beautiful, and then Superman says maybe that's the real punk rock. It's
Maybe the real punk rock was the friends we made along the way.
You're ruining that line. But like, it's corny. That line is corny and cheesy, but like that, it's also a sense that's just fucking beautiful. Like again, the punk rock is just like basic kindness and empathy. That's just Superman as a whole.
I mean, even before Superman said that, that is essentially what punk rock was about, trying to encourage empathy and quality and all that. That's always what it
I
has
mean,
been about.
pretty much, yeah. Just like if you like remove like all the Mohawks or the radical, the politics and stuff like that. Punk rock is just basic empathy. Punk rock is just like not being a fucking asshole to everybody.
Basic empathy, just understanding everybody, second chances, a lot of that kind of stuff. Because like that's pretty much what that was all the messages were for. Because every time there's always like a social crisis, there's always punk rockers who decide to make music and help the world, and that's pretty much what Superman is all about too.
Exactly, yeah. That's pretty much what Superman was saying in that line. And that also probably one of my favorite scenes in that movie. Okay, much like All Star, where that book is just a highlight reel within itself. There's so many highlights within this movie. You're like, oh my god. Like I couldn't say like one part is probably my favorite part of this movie. I could see another part is my favorite movie. Like, fuck, I love this movie. I love this movie so fucking much. All right. Anyway, so they talk, and like Superman is talking about turning himself in just to find Crypto. And it's like Lois is like, "What? All for a dog? Yeah, Crypto is not even a good dog, but he's probably in danger. Well, he's not even his dog.
He's his dog in spirit.
Like,
That's a
or
bit
it's
of a
like,
joke.
yeah, Crypto's not even a good dog, but he's probably scared. I gotta go save him. And like the next day, literally, like the next shot, it's Superman getting his face
Oh yeah,
slammed in the fucking concrete by Ultraman.
that was the funniest shit I've ever seen. I'm gonna say that a lot to
Like,
exaggerate, of course, but it was funny.
yeah, yeah. Like you have like the most like most somber, like most tender, beautiful scene in the movie, and like next shot's like, yeah, yeah. That's literally what he said in the movie. I turned myself in. Is this necessary? Like, so he turns himself in, gets into custody by Ultraman and Red Flag Senior to be specific, and he gets sent to a pocket dimension. As in prison, Lex Luthor is outside, and with his cellmate Metamorpho. Yeah, he also makes a little kryptonite hand to like weaken Superman because apparently in the DCU there's like no kryptonite like at all or like very little signs of kryptonite. Actually, now that you say that, I'm kind of glad they did that. Yeah, kryptonite like most media, kryptonite in most media is just like used as a plot device. And I'm actually glad there's like little to none kryptonite within DCU as we know so far. Superman gets imprisoned within this pocket dimension, that's also a prison for like all the people that Lex Luthor doesn't even fucking like, ex girlfriend is all that. Even like, oh god, I think it's like the dumbest part of the movie. Like he even like mind controlled fucking monkeys to like fucking talk shit about Superman on Twitter. I know, yeah. Hashtag super shit. Literally coming from monkey, I was like, fuck, that's a little dumb, but like for this movie, I'm letting that slide. Yeah, we got shit like crypto and like giant monsters. I'm not upset. I'm not upset. What's that you doing? What's just autistic? Lex Luthor, even though he wants to fucking kill Superman right then and there, the government has questions for Superman. So he brings in oh yeah, let me get to that. Let me get to that, dude. Oh god, he brings in some poor civilian that gave him food one time and puts a gun to his head. Fucking Russian roulette, that shit. Like spins the dials, like asking Superman different questions. Like fucking crazy. And not even the second fucking question, the bullet goes off and kills this poor innocent man.
Dude, and the fact that he was screaming at Superman, "Don't tell him anything, Superman. I have no family." I was just honored to have you try my food, bro. That was
Yeah.
God damn it.
Oh god. As soon as that bang shot, I was like, oh fuck, no.
I knew it was gonna happen, but when that bang went off, I jumped in my seat a little bit.
I didn't think it would happen the second fucking question. Like,
Dude, even Lex Luthor didn't get it. He was like, "Second question, really? I had so much more to ask."
I was like, oh, it's a shame.
You know what? I'm gonna go get Clark Kent, which is funny because he's right there.
Everyone's over here like, bitch, you're talking to me, you asshole. Ah.
Oh, and I don't know if
Well, yeah,
I don't know if any version of Kryptonite has done this before, but in this version, Kryptonite burns him, and I really like
I
that.
love that. I
I
like that a
love
lot,
that. That is
actually.
so. I don't think they've ever done that before. I think they just make it where he's like,
Yeah, it just makes his, like, face
oh,
all wrinkly and shit, and, like, just, like, burns his fucking skin.
but no, now it looks horrific, and I have no idea
Yeah.
if he's gonna become immune to this kryptonite if he does like an All Star. Probably not.
Fuck.
Like I don't see it happening. If it's
Probably for, like, a long time. Not for, like, a long-ass time.
in Justice League 10, Batman's like, "Oh, you're immune to kryptonite now."
I don't even know if we're gonna be alive by then. Yeah, so, like, this poor man just dies, and, like, just, like, Metamorpho just, like, sits there in the sidelines, just like, fuck.
Dude,
I can't do anything.
I think that was one of my favorite scenes in the movie where Metamorpho was just sobbing over the fact that he didn't do anything to save that guy.
Yeah, he couldn't do anything because I should have mentioned this before, but Lex Luthor had his fucking son, so like he couldn't do shit.
No, he couldn't. But it's like when you're a superhero, you're always gonna feel like that, even if you feel like you don't have a choice. Also, real quick, I really want to see his origin story in this universe because it's kind of fucked up. Pretty much, his father-in-law straight up tries to murder him just because he thinks he isn't good enough for his daughter, and then he becomes.
Oh, what the fuck?
It's
Okay, I've heard that. I've heard that origin. Yeah, yeah.
so messed up. It's so messed up.
I mean, That dude's name was Stag, and Stag Industries, exists in this universe, so that's probably happened.
I hope we see it though. Like obviously it has.
Yeah, yeah.
It's there.
We cut to everyone. Lois Lane, is like, hey, Superman's missing. Where the fuck is he? So Lois Lane goes to the Justice Gang. So I say like, hey, where the hell can we find Superman, right? And like, they're in cahoots because like, Guy Gardner's like, hey, lady, I took a vow not to get into politics and all that because them just choosing not to save their friend basically. Like, is that like a real thing? Like just Guy Gardner's like saying when he doesn't want to do something, he just uses the vows as an excuse. Is that a thing in the comics?
No, Guy Gardner doesn't.
You sure?
Give a shit. He doesn't give a shit. He'll do so much shit against the Guardians' will.
All right, yeah, okay,
The
yeah.
Guardians, Loki. I'm not gonna lie. It's base as hell, honestly. The Guardians suck.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh, and that scene that was the Hall of Justice. And they had like a mural of like all the metahumans.
That was really cool. They had some really deep cuts on there. Like
yeah, absolutely deep cuts. Do you think I should because there's an official list that they came out with. You think it would be alright if I was just went over who was on that mural?
Probably like the most standout ones because I don't think people really care about Bullet Man or Bullet Girl.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. Most standout ones are Dr. Fate, obviously, Wildcat, for all Black Canary fans out there. Lois Lane, fed up with the Justice Games bullshit, being like walking out saying that haircut should be against your vows. Just like storms off. And like Miss Terrific comes out, decides to help Lois Lane get Superman out, and like this thing was super fun.
That
what?
That's one of the best fight scenes in comic book movies.
We're going to that. We're gonna get to that. They're getting to the T-Craft, and like Lois is like venting about her relationship, and like Mr. Terrific's like, listen here, lady, I don't do emotions, and Lois just keeps talking, and he fucking looks at her like, bitch, the fuck I just said.
That was
This fucking lady.
Mr. Terrific was hilarious in that movie.
Yeah, we talked about this last night, but when I saw this with my dad, he points to that Mr. Terrific talks like RDJ from Tropic Thunder.
He does, dude. Oh,
He does, dude.
I hate
I'm
your
a dude disguised as another dude.
I hate your dad forever for pointing that out because now I'm never gonna think about it. I can't believe Robert Downey Jr. played Mr. Terrific.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Dude, you're the one who
Um,
started it. You are the one who started it. Don't tell me to shut up.
that indirectly leads to like probably like the best part of the fucking movie, bro. A bunch of Lex Luthor's goons like they arrive, in front of one of the teleporters that lead into this pocket dimension, right? Lex Luthor's gonna show up, was like, "Hey, yo, stop this guy!" And like this directly leads to like Lois Lane getting put in a force field. Mister Terrific jumps out, fucking knocks him out, and we get like a one shot of like fucking following Mister Terrific just fighting these fucking goons with a James Gunn needle job because he has to, right?
The
So
entire time, he is just styling on these elite government soldiers, all with like three T spears. Like I'm pretty sure
literally,
three of them. I'm not sure, but
yeah, like
the
3 or 5 at
of
least.
him styling on just beating the crap out of these.
Oh my god, no, wait. The one movie he did where he grabbed the teaspoon and was fucking flying with it like that.
Dude, that was so
Like,
clean. He was so clean to
I
describe.
know, bro. I know.
I'm gonna say this now because like it really doesn't matter the plot. But when Crypto destroyed all the fucking T spears, I was so mad. It's like no.
No. You do. Man, them things ain't cheap. Is it racist I'm doing an impression of Mr. Terrific? I don't know. I'll find
No,
out.
that's how he talks. So it's not really racist. It's how he talks.
All right, yeah. So that incredible fight scene, plays out. Lowe's is like, "Fuck, holy shit!" And Mr. Terrific hacks into this dimension, to get into this pocket dimension, right?
Yeah.
To get Superman, yes. And like even Mr. Terrific goes, "Fuck, this dude created a pocket universe that could lead to a black hole in like the tiniest imperfection." So we cut back to Superman and Metamorpho. Metamorpho still crying that poor man, got shot from him, couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah,
And Superman's like, "Fuck, could you help me? Could you help me out here? I know you're sad, but could you help me, please?"
I can get your son, bro. Just stop making kryptonite for like 2 seconds, and then that doesn't work. So then he does probably one of the most overpowered things I've seen in this universe so far.
Right? He literally makes an entire sun.
Okay,
Like,
the thing. Okay, here's something that made me go, huh? A minute. He said, "I can't make a sun, but I can make something pretty close," and then proceeds to make a miniature sun. Like, dude, you just made a sun. Like, what do you mean you can't
it's
make a sun?
comics.
That's what you just did.
It's comics. It's a movie. It's a comic
No,
movie.
I know it's funny.
Okay, one thing that fucking irked me is that like the two prisoners, like across, right side by side, Metamorpho, wouldn't shut the fuck up. They were trying to snitch on this poor dude so fucking badly. I was like, dude, shut up. What are you doing, dude?
Okay, I was annoyed by them, but it was so funny that they were fighting over who got to snitch. Even like it didn't matter. You guys aren't getting out of here just because you snitched, and you guys are.
Yeah, no, you're not. You're not gonna get out of here until like the end of the movie. So no.
Watched him execute a man for selling Superman a falafel once for free. And you're like, oh, maybe Lex will let us go. It's like, okay. I mean, like, we're shitting on them. But, real here, we'd probably do the same thing if we were in there for as long as they were. Like, I don't even know how long they were in there.
Probably, yeah.
Like, if me and you were
So,
in.
fucking Jim, I get to the Lex Lord. No, I do. No, bitch, I do.
Yeah, exactly. If me and you were in those cells, we'd be shouting slurs at each other, and then Superman would wake up and be like, guys, slurs are not okay. And then he would just fly away, and we just watch him beat the crap out of more raptors.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, oh god, that scene was just incredible. With like the Metamorph making the sun, and like Superman just doing this shit. I was like, hell yeah.
That was so cool. I was so happy with that.
Yeah, and when the music kicked in, dude, oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. I think you're probably going to disagree with me on this because you've already said you don't like cameos. But when we were going into that pocket dimension and we were seeing all those cages, I was hoping we'd at least get like some background Easter egg. Like I get it, a lot of people don't like cameos in superhero movies and stuff, but it's like I would have liked at least a couple, at least maybe like a nod or two to certain characters. Like he did that in Creature Commandos. Like it would have been
I
nice.
mean, technically, Metamorpho was already one. Just like
He was
someone who's like a stab.
He was an important part of the plot. I'm saying like it would have been nice to see some characters in the background in all those cells.
I mean, sure, I guess, but you know,
It wasn't needed. It wasn't needed. It just
yeah, definitely.
it's not really a
Again,
complete.
that prison was only for people Lex Luthor didn't like. So
It could include metahumans. He's very racist towards them. Maybe Jake Garrett.
I wouldn't say you're racist.
He's pretty racist.
So Superman breaks out of prison, saves baby Joey, and like the entire sequence of like this whole pocket dimension thing. Again, another highlight of the movie because like there's so much cool shit in there. Superman breaks Crypto out. Mr. Terrific is trying to find his T spheres to find where they are, right? And like raptors are chasing after them. They get the baby. Fucking like Superman's like no, and like they fall into like this like I forget how what the movie calls it, but like
it was like temporal stream, something like that. It doesn't matter.
basically a form of liquid that would not survive. A normally human would not survive. They get out of the pocket universe, and like Superman has like severe kryptonite poisoning. But Mr. Terrific says he can heal like a day. So Lois Lane takes the T-Craft to Mom Pocket's house, and it's so clear. It's so clear they love and care for this fucking man with a passion. It's like fuck.
It was adorable to see their relationship with him, especially.
I know it was so.
Especially at the
The
end.
actress that. Yeah, the actress that played Ma Ken is so fucking adorable. Oh my god.
She is such a sweet lady. Screw Dean Cain.
I know.
About her. He can go kiss my ass.
I know. Oh my god.
People ever.
And fuck! I'm actually getting emotional thinking about this. So I would say that this scene definitely means something to me. So Pa Kent walks out, tries to comfort Clark and stuff, and like Clark's like, I was sent here to hurt people. I was sent here to do bad things. And I was like, what the hell is my purpose in life? And like I just love what Pa Kent says is that like Pa Kent essentially says parents are not foretelling on what their children are supposed to be. We're here to give you the tools to make fools of yourselves all on your own. It's like, dude, that's some solid dad advice right there. That's some solid dad advice if I ever heard it. What directly comes after this is that there's a newscast on TV saying like the conflict on Moravia is getting stronger, becoming more of a problem, and like probably best scene in the movie. Probably best scene in the movie.
It was the best scene in the movie without a doubt.
Yeah.
This conflict,
This
all this shit. Like the news is just talking about how a bunch of villagers from the country that Moravia is trying to invade.
Johnport.
What was that?
Johnport.
Jongport?
Johnport.
Johnport?
Yes.
Okay, I'm terrible with pronouncing shit, so just all of like the villagers that are at the border where Moravia is about to invade, they just gather, they're ready to defend their land and all that. And then we see these 4 kids building, like, just making a makeshift flag. And it's just like, those 4 kids, they raise the flag, and by themselves, those 4 kids just start chanting his name. And then
Superman.
just saying Superman, just constantly, just cheering his name.
Superman!
Come save them. And then
Superman!
the adults see these kids doing that, and they join in because they believe that Superman will come to save them. And every single person in that crowd starts chanting his name when they're about to face probably their death. And like, I'm getting a little emotional thinking about that because I think that is like it is a really good scene.
Powerful scene in that fucking movie, dude.
Probably one of the best
Like
having a superhero movie. Just like all these people getting ready to lay down their lives, but they're still like calling on somebody to save them like that. It's like, man, that was such a good scene. Such a good scene.
I know that incredible scene plays out. One of Mr. Terrific Caesars comes in. The dimensional rift is opening and splitting Metropolis in half. There's not going to be a Bravia or Metropolis if Superman doesn't come this way. As the dimensional rift is splitting Metropolis, it's pretty much like all the world in half. So like, Superman's got to be there, fucking try to stop this in the first place, right? Buildings are fucking splitting up, and everyone's being evacuated and all that. Everyone's like trying to get out of Metropolis. Everyone's trying not to fucking die. And like, another great shot in this movie is that like this one lady is trying to like drive out Metropolis, and meanwhile a skyscraper is like falling on her, and her car's not starting. But Superman catches the skyscraper, and like the camera like goes like that, and it's pointing Superman that way. Cool. That's a cool shot within itself. But like that gives the lady a chance, to get out of there, to escape before the building falls over, and like the music kicks in, and like the lady looks behind her, and she sees Superman rise up from the dust, and I'm just like, fuck, that's the shot, that's the winner. Like,
dude, that was a good shot. And at the same time, while Superman is protecting Metropolis and stuff, earlier we saw like Guy Gardner and Hot Girl watching the news about what's happening in Baravia, and we get the coolest scene. This is one of the cool. This is one of my favorite scenes. We go back to Baravia. All the rebels are running away for their lives, but that one kid stays behind to carry that flag, and he keeps calling for Superman. And then I guess all the soldiers ignore him except for that one asshole who pointed a fucking gun at a kid. It's just like nobody else really cared about that one kid, but that one asshole, I guess, is just having a really bad day. And he's like, you know what? Let me kill this 5-year-old. And
I
then
mean, they're working for a fucking dictator, so I doubt they would give a shit about a little
hold on.
kid.
I'm just saying it's funny that everybody else ignored the kid. Like there was like 12 other soldiers who walked past him and just like, I don't give a shit. But then just one dude stopped, and it's just funny to me. That part is just funny to me. But before that dude can pull the trigger, Guy Gardner creates a shield to protect that kid. Him, Hot Girl, and Metamorpho show up, and they beat Baravia's ass. And it was one of the
Oh,
best.
fucking Guy Gardner just like does this and like
Guy
hands come out of
Gardner,
the ground, flipping people off and shit.
Guy Gardner gave. He did not care whatsoever. He was just so nonchalant about kicking their asses. And then maybe I'm the only one who recognizes this, but there was a scene where all those people surround Guy Gardner, Metamorpho, and Hot Girl. And earlier he also had a crowd, but not quite as much. Like they kind of kept their distance from them and moved out of the way. But these guys, they were like truly thankful for all of them. And I don't know if this was on purpose or if I'm reading too much into it, but I noticed like a kind of feeling in Guy Gardner, Hot Girl, and Metamorpho, where they felt truly appreciated by these people, and it made them appreciate their jobs as actual heroes a little bit more. Maybe I'm reading a little bit too much into that, but I don't think I am.
I mean, I wouldn't. If that was the case, I wouldn't see why that wouldn't, be a thing, right? So, yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be great. Yeah. So, like, the whole Paravian conflict is, pretty much almost dealt with, and fucking Superman can't catch a break. Like, he gets fucking pounded on by Ultraman
Wait. I need
instantly.
to go back to this. But Hot Girl breaks into the president's palace and then picks him up and flies him out the window, and he's like, "You can't kill me. Superman didn't do it." And she's like, "I'm not Superman." And then she drops
I
him.
know. I love that
But the
scene.
transition is the funniest part because just before he hits
Oh
the ground,
yeah.
we see Steve dropping a tablet in his water or something, and it was so funny.
But like all this shit's happening. Fucking Ultraman gets his ass handed to him by Actually, Superman gets his ass handed to him by fucking Ultraman and the Engineer. Also a cool fight scene. Also pretty cool. And like fucking the Engineer tries to like suffocate Superman with their nanites, right? And like Superman and like has like an act of desperation. That's like the only smart move he can think of at that moment. Flies up with like the Engineer and Ultraman on his back, and like Superman's like flies up on out of the Earth into the Earth's atmosphere and flies back down, crashing in, dude, and just gets all the nanites, fucking pulls all the nanites out of his fucking mouth. And that seems really gross. Like, bro, Superman move. That shit was goated. Okay, I was just talking about the Ultraman fight, and this directly leads.
Holy shit, that fight was so good.
Okay, this directly leads into the reveal of who Ultraman is. A direct clone of Superman, created by Lex Luthor, that's potentially even stronger than Superman himself.
On that topic, I think would now be a good time to go back to the Apollo theory. But
Right.
in the Authority comics, we do find out that Apollo and his husband Midnighter were a part of this experiment to create superheroes, but we never find out anything about their previous lives, I don't think. So I thought this would have been a very cool moment to make it to where Ultraman becomes Apollo since he's working with Engineer and they're both supposed to be members of the Authority. If that's still happening, we don't really know. I would really rather he be Apollo and Bizarro come. Like, if we're going to make Bizarro a clone of Superman, then I would prefer we don't do Bizarro World. But if Bizarro World is another dimension where there's like a Bizarro version of everybody, then that's where Bizarro could come from. I don't know. James Gunn can cook. I have full faith in him now. He proved himself with Creature Commandos and Superman.
I mean, fucking Ultraman just falls in the black hole later on in the movie, and like that whole pocket dimension has like a bunch of cube shapes leading directly to that black hole. So Bizarro World's happening.
Well,
Bizarro World is most likely happening.
that's not where the black hole led to. That just happened Like the cube, the
No,
black
no, no.
hole
I'm saying the black
doesn't
hole
lead
lead the,
to a
the
pocket
the
dimension.
cube's leading into the black hole.
No, I'm saying like that the black hole does not specifically lead to a pocket dimension.
I mean, that
Might
could like
lead
lead just like somewhere else entirely.
it'll probably just fling him into another reach of space, or maybe we'll never see this Ultraman again. Maybe Bizarro is a whole ass other clone. I don't know, but I don't think black holes would create a pocket dimension because I don't know. I'm probably it doesn't matter.
Didn't say it did.
Comic
Did
book
not
movie.
say it did.
I thought you just said that the Bizarro world would probably be what the black hole led to.
Saying would lead. It would lead like to another void in space, and those cubes could like make just like build on upon itself and make Bizarre World.
Is that what
And like
what
Ultraman could
Bizarro
just
world
just
is, or
I mean, not necessarily, but like that
okay?
that's
I
my
don't really know much
ten
about Bizarro world.
theory.
I do kind of prefer Bizarro being like his own thing, but I don't know. Maybe James Gunn would use Bizarro World.
I mean, Bizarre World exists in All Stars,
No,
so
I know that.
and
Like
that works well.
there's a
That
whole story
story.
arc where he gets trapped in there. But I wasn't the biggest fan of Bizarro World. I prefer Bizarro just being a clone, not really like whatever Bizarro World is. I'm kind of confused on that. Especially because 100%, 100%, 1000%, I am 1000% biased with this. I would really much rather Bizarro team up with Jason Todd and Artemis to form the Outlaws. Probably never going to happen, but I would really love
I
to.
mean, you don't know. You don't know.
I'm really hoping Jason Todd is in this for some reason. I think Rylie said he doesn't think Jason Todd is going to be in it because James Gunn said no resurrections, which is kind of impossible if you're going to adapt certain characters.
I never. I said that Jason Gunn, James Gunn said there's going to be people are not going to be coming back if they die in the DC or they stay dead.
I have to
I
say
never said anything.
that does confuse me because there are certain characters that are known for coming back from the dead. So is he just not going to adapt those characters? Because that would be a
Um,
little bit lame. Like,
okay,
are we just not
name
going to get Raja Ghul?
I mean, Project Gold, that doesn't count. That doesn't
Vandal
count.
Savage? Raja Ghul is infamous for coming back live, and Vandal Savage, too.
Someone like Vandal Savage and Rise of Gold, they still exist in the DC. They're still going to happen probably.
Yeah, but
Just
Vandal
like
Savage's thing is every time he dies, he comes back to life.
yeah, but like James Gunn means in a way like if someone most likely someone not like those guys, dies in the DCU, they stay dead. Like someone like fucking Puckhead.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense then.
Yeah,
I do kind of hope he retracts that because as long as he doesn't go overboard like Marvel does, I kind of feel like coming back from the dead is a bit of a staple in superheroes. Like I get the whole thing is like it kind of, you want to make death matter, but it's like I would prefer not to do away with it entirely. Like it is part of comic book identity, characters coming back to life. Just don't overdo it. Like you could still make death matter. Like Death of Superman, and then the arc that follows after. Like it didn't really ruin the death of Superman. It just added on to it, if anything.
right. Yeah. All right. So Ultraman is revealed to be a Superman clone, and that whole big reveal, which leads directly into this fight. Pretty cool fight.
The fight was
Essentially, the
cool.
entire movie. Yeah, essentially, Lex Luthor is controlling Ultraman like he's in fucking Just Dance or some shit. Like fucking calling out numbers like he's a fighting game character, which
I think
I don't mind.
I think more like that would be like Real Steel. Have you seen Real Steel?
Remind me again what that movie is. Is that the one with Hugh Jackman?
It's Hugh Jackman and there's robot boxing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I know what that movie. I know what you're talking
At
about.
the end of the movie, Hugh Jackman and his robot Adam, they kind of like shadow box. It kind of gave me that vibe with Lex Luthor and Ultraman.
Yeah, but like Lex Luthor is just like giving commands. He's not like actually
Yeah,
moving.
I know that, but it still gave me like the same kind of vibes. Or like I guess more
I
accurately,
guess so. Yeah.
cartoon I watched as a kid called LBX, where you had to shout at your robot to fight. So I guess it'd be more like that.
I guess so. Yeah. And like that leads into Lex's monologue. Such a damn good monologue, and like just explains Lex Luthor's entire motivations perfectly, and how much of a fucking hater he is.
Such a hater, and he is so
He
aware
has
of his
been a
position.
diabolical hater throughout this entire movie.
But
Every
here's the
single
thing.
thing that happens in this movie is because of Lex Luthor. The monologue itself is just like, all right, how do I well, fuck shit. How do I put this?
It encapsulates Lex Luthor perfectly. He is constantly comparing himself to all the great minds that came before him, and he's constantly
Well,
comparing
it's not
himself
even
to
that. It's
Superman.
not even that. He thinks he's greater than those minds.
Exactly. He's
He specifically
comparing
says,
himself to them. In his mind, he is the greatest mind to come here. Like all those other guys, even if he gives credit to them, kinda, it's like he compares himself to everybody because even though he says he's greater than them, he is so incredibly insecure that he has to say it
I
to force
know
himself to believe it because he does not really believe it. He is such an insecure person,
exactly. He
and he
even
lets
points
that
out
fuel
is
his
that like
every moment.
exactly, yeah. Even he points out like one of those great minds that he thinks he's better than wasn't catapulted on this planet just to have the world see this man as a godly figure just to show how weak we all really are. Just like just like saying that envy consumes my every waking moment
Damn, you
and has
memorized
fueled
it.
me so.
You memorized
Yeah,
that quickly.
yes I did. Yes I did. So he literally says, "So my envy is a calling. It's the sole hope for humanity because it has what has driven me into annihilating you and the fucking 1A, 1A, 1A."
He is just
Oh
filled with
God!
so much hate. But I feel like
So he was screaming that shit, dude. Out when I saw it in the theater, I was like, "Dude, chill the fuck out. It's not that serious." Oh my God!
in a way, as twisted as it sounds, I can somewhat see his point of view. Because like a man like him who has like one of the greatest minds and has done a lot kind of for society, like all of his great inventions that he's made to progress humanity, and then people do remember an alien who randomly came down from the stars and then became a bigger rock star than him. Somewhat I could see what he's talking about. Obviously, I don't support it because he kills innocent people.
Yes, yeah.
But it's like
On
he,
on a surface
on a
level,
surface
Lex
level,
Luthor
you
is
can understand it almost.
yeah, Lex Luthor is the man that has built his life to like get where he is now, and like suddenly the Superman shows up with already having that, and just people love him and not Lex. But
Oh,
that's just like
I think this would actually be another great moment is if we explore Lex Luthor's backstory and show his dad. Dude, his dad is a bigger piece of shit than he is. If we see his dad,
Lex Luthor's acting like that.
that
If Lex Luthor is acting like the way he was acting in this movie, oh God, what was that like?
dude,
Like
that would give us so much insight into why Lex Luthor is the way he is. Not necessarily excusing anything he's done. Obviously,
absolutely not.
I
No,
feel like people throw that term loosely way too much because I don't really think there's ever been a movie where they try to use their tragic backstory as an excuse. That's normally the fan base that does that. But like with Lex
right.
Luthor, if we get to see his backstory with his father, that would explain so much and would have so much potential for his character to grow if we do go the route, which I'm kind of hoping. Like I know a lot of people probably 100% going to disagree with me, but I would prefer it if in the future of this Superman we see Lex Luthor get redeemed and he hates how much Superman was right about how about like everything. Like I have to talk about it now, but there's no. I have to talk about it now. It's like
No. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you talk. I just want to give. I just want to add on to what you're saying.
oh, okay. I thought you were doing that, telling me not to say anything. I
No,
was
no, no,
like,
no, no.
but it's like in the movie, and we'll circle back because this takes place after the funniest part of the movie. But Superman is telling Lex Luthor that he believes the best in humanity, while Lex Luthor believes in the worst and all that. And he is talking about how he desperately hopes that Lex Luthor sees his point of view in the future for the sake of the world, and it would just be like a waste of his genius and all that. Like I think it would be incredibly great if we came back to that in a sequel where Lex Luthor begrudgingly admits that Superman was right. Like that would be such a great moment. Just hearing Lex
Adding
Luthor
on to that.
admit he was wrong and Superman was right.
Adding on to that. I would love to see what James Gunn can do with Brainiac and like see
Oh yeah.
how much of a threat he can be to the point where Superman has to, not Superman, Lex Luthor has to like, admit that Superman was right and use his intellect to like not essentially be just a not use his intellect to fuel his hatred, but to serve the betterment of the world, basically.
That would be great. I don't necessarily
Yeah,
want him to have that realization yet. I would prefer save it for the third movie. If I don't know,
save it for when Brainiac shows up.
save it for after Brainiac shows up. Like Brainiac the is like the I forgot how that saying goes, but it's like it what kindles the flame and then leads him on that journey. Like he gets a taste of what being a hero is like and what working with Superman is like, and actually saving the world and using his intellect for something other than hate. And then it's like down the road, we see him evolve from that into maybe him helping the Justice League fight Darkseid. I don't know. I would kind of hope so. That would be great.
Maybe he would get like that Superman suit they had in the comics with the Super Sons.
I, I'm not sure how I would feel about that. I feel like that might be a bit too far, but honestly, I wouldn't mind it. I'm just not quite sure if I would necessarily
That
want.
or just the basic power suit.
Yeah, just the basic power suit. I 100% want him to have his power suit. Like that's non-negotiable.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that whole Lex Luthor monologue, that whole thing was great in its own.
That was.
But nah, Superman calls up Crypto. It was like, sorry, chum. Calls in the dog.
I love that he said that too. That was so cheesy. I love it. I love how cheesy.
Yeah, that classic 50s dialogue somehow working in the modern day. Love that. Davenport went. So, such a good Superman. Oh my god.
Him and Crypto beat the crap out of Ultraman, and it
Yes,
so
they do.
how quickly he turned the tide of that. And I think it's kind of funny how he beats Ultraman. Like they're fighting, they're struggling on the ground. He dislocates his shoulder and then
I
flings
know.
him into a bus. Like,
Shit.
like I know it's not necessarily supposed to be funny, but the fact that he flings him into a bus and then we see his face screaming as he falls into the black hole. Like that was
Just Ultraman going.
oh. This is a very minor complaint because I would have preferred if we got a hint of Ultraman having a mind of his own. Like I kind of get the point was that he doesn't, but it's like if we are going to use him in the future, I would have preferred hints of him being like his own being.
Lex Luthor just made a clone of Superman without, a mind of its own. He's just controlling him. He's just, a video game character to him. So I don't think that would.
Well, I know they say he's supposed to not have a mind of his own, but if he is going to, like I said, this is not that big of a deal just because of the factor that we don't really know. But if he does become a character like Bizarro or Apollo, or probably not Apollo, most likely Bizarro. But it's like if he does evolve into that and he does develop a mind of his own, it probably would have been nice to get at least a small hint that that's where he's going. Otherwise, we're probably just going to assume he's dead, especially since we don't really get any after credits with him.
I mean, there's one rule in all fiction: if you don't see a body, it's not dead.
I'm the one who told you that, dude.
Why do you think I'm saying that? Anyway, so Superman beats Ultraman's ass. Just like tries to order farming like this. Just
Oh yeah, that was great.
feet.
Oh, dude, and the scene that follows that fight scene is so hilarious.
Yes, I'm talking about the movie where it's like all the. No, I'm talking about the scene where the Raptors are coming in, and like Superman's like, "Good luck with that," and just spins around, punches the dude's teeth out, bounces off the camera lens.
Oh, that was a cool shot. I know people were complaining about that apparently, but like that's
Shut the fuck up. It's cool.
like,
It's
yeah,
cool.
cool.
I don't give a shit. It's
I love
cool.
when movies do that. I'm sorry. I love when movies do that. It's great. Lex Luthor and his goons, they're like packing everything up so that they can leave.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. We're leaving. And then he turns to the window as he's about to go through the portal, and he just sees them flying at him. So he tries to run, but then Superman just grabs him.
Oh, I'm picturing it right now. It's the funniest fucking thing.
That was so funny. Just him trying to run, Superman grabbing him.
Just like they're going.
Yeah.
He does this
What
shit.
is so weird? I need to know where he got that from. And
He
then
was doing the stride like this, bro. Like
that's when Superman tells him he hopes he could learn. But then after that, I probably said this a couple times, but this was the funniest scene in the movie. Crypto flies through the window and he bites Lex Luthor and just starts flinging him around.
his legs were in the air like this, dude. Like,
Flinging him around, and then he breaks his arm. Superman's like, Crypto, no! I just gave an inspirational speech. Put him down, Crypto. Put him down.
he straight up tells the dog, dude. Like,
dude, come on, you're ruining the moment. He just spins him around like a chew toy. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But no, that was actually the funniest game. I probably said it.
Really, yeah,
Overcoming
yeah, yeah.
trust in my speech patterns. But that movie was the funniest part of the movie.
I, uh, there are a lot of funny parts in that movie. I can't think of other parts aside from that scene. But after that happens, Lex Luthor finally gets exposed thanks to Jimmy Olsen being like the badass reporter he is. Thanks to the power of journalism and Lois Lane and all that shit, Lex Luthor gets exposed for the piece of shit billionaire that he is.
And then yeah, we see them. We see Crypto playing with the hater monkeys, the spider monkeys, as the
Mm-hmm.
agents come to call them. And then
Okay.
we see a bunch of the prisoners being let go. We even see Lex's ex reuniting with her mom, and it's like, you know what? You tried to snitch on Superman, but you know what? That was really wholesome, and I'm happy you got to meet
Yeah,
again. They were
yeah.
probably so scared not
You haven't
knowing
seen your
what.
family like how long, so I empathize with that.
Like that's really crazy. Like a background character has one of the saddest story beats in the movie, where it's like she was locked in that cage for God knows how long. Her parents had no idea where she was, and then they finally get to see her again. It's like, damn, you know what? That's incredibly sad and happy.
Yeah,
And then
and
we get the most satisfying makeout session in movie history ever.
I know. Oh my god, that scene. Oh, that was this is not even like horn dog me talking. Just like that scene was just like such full of passion and love, and just like again reminds me of the Christopher Reeve movie. Just like the chemistry between Christopher Reeve and I'm blanking on the name who plays Lois Lane in that movie. That same chemistry like that. That's just beautiful, fucking beautiful, man. All the prisoners get out of the pocket dimension. The rift gets closed thanks to goddamn Mr. Terrific. You know,
Metamorpho joins the Justice
they,
Gang.
yeah, not Metamorpho. Lex Luthor gets into Belle Reve. Then we cut back to the Fortress of Solitude. I actually found this out. It's like a really sad, detailed movie. One of the robots like holding a newspaper with like the dude that Lex Luthor shot in the pocket dimension prison, and like in the newspaper itself, is that like since it was written by Clark Kent, he found out that that dude had a family. Meanwhile, that dude in the pocket dimension saying like he didn't have anyone.
That's what
So
I'm
like, fuck,
talking
dude.
about. Like he was just trying to comfort him. Like even though Superman is like this godlike being to the public, like that dude still tried to comfort him because he knew Superman didn't want to see him die. It's just like that is so messed up on so many different layers. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, dude. Oh boy.
I'm gonna
And
read
then
about Lex
fucking.
Luthor and Lori tomorrow. I swear.
Oh, I know you are. So after Superman gets his wounds healed and all that. Talking to Gary, number 4.
Oh yeah.
Supergirl comes in, stumbling drunk.
And then her and Crypto, she just lets Crypto fling her around, which is the funniest thing.
I know.
That
Crypto was ragdolling her, dude, slamming her against the floor, man.
explains so much of why he acts that way. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I think it would be incredibly funny if he becomes Supergirl's service dog in a sequel. Like she devotes herself to training him properly, and then he becomes a service animal for her. That would be one of the funniest things ever.
I'm pretty sure what Crypto is. Right? So
Except she also has a command where he gets just like let loose. Like if he's not in service dog mode, he goes back to normal Crypto. So it's like
okay, that'd be sick. That'd be
you
cool.
think he's all like calm and shit, and then Kara just like tells him something in Kryptonian or something, and then he immediately goes back to being hyperactive. That would be so funny.
Oh god, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Just make Supergirl Lori. Just like Lori's is one of our friends. And for those who don't know,
Oh my gosh, that'd be so funny.
just make her Lori, dude.
Supergirl just shows up just to get her dog, and then she goes to go do Supergirl the movie with Lobo and Crypto and all that. Also,
Oh yeah, that leads directly into her movie.
Lobo. That is so cool. I'm so glad about that.
I know. I can't wait to see the movie.
I can't.
But like,
just because of Lobo alone, like that's like I know I did tell you at one point I'm not the biggest fan of Lobo, but I am a big Jason Momoa fan, and I have full faith he's gonna kill it as Lobo.
and he fits Lobo perfect. I almost said Jumbo. He fits Lobo perfectly.
He's gonna add such a cool charisma to the character too.
Absolutely. So after Supergirl shows up, this scene definitely makes the movie. It literally is the movie itself. The song "Punk Rocker" by the Teddy Bears starts to play, has like
Who's watching this
footage.
show knows the song. Like it's all over the internet at this point.
Yeah, everyone knows the song. Yeah, has like footage of like Superman's, Superman's Earth parents, Jonathan and Martha Cat, as the ship like spins around. He like comes to terms with like that his Earth parents are his actual parents, and like back to like back towards the beginning of the movie with like the message with Jor and Lara is that I like what that message represents narratively is that like you don't have to be what the circumstances you were born in set you to do. You don't have to be where your parents forced you to be. And like the end of that movie just simple, just like sets that in stone for me.
Wait, hold up. I had a random thought. Okay, so Bradley Cooper is Jor-El, but isn't he also playing an antagonist in Supergirl?
No.
No, I'm getting it mixed up with something. Then I thought he was playing the weird pirate dude that was in that comic.
Yeah, no. That was a fan cast, but not a real thing. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and so that song plays as like this old footage of like Clark when he was like a baby up to like he's like 5 years old, just like that cute found footage stuff you see with your parents and stuff. And I genuinely got emotional with that scene because I thought of my own parents as well, and I just pictured me. It was like fuck. I'm just cherishing. I am Superman. Yes, Superman's literally me. Yeah, I was thinking that exactly. And I was like, fuck. I'm just like cherishing this moment. And I'm just like cherishing like those past moments like all together. And like the final shot of like Clark looking at himself as a baby, and the sun just like flashing over his face. Then cut to credits. Was like, fuck.
Absolute cinema.
Best movie, dude. Oh god.
Also, this is another underrated part of the movie for me. But number 4 or Gary, his relationship with Superman and just his character in general is one of my more underrated favorite parts of the movie, because like he's saying, "Oh, do not thank us, Superman, because we will not appreciate it as we do not have consciousness." But then immediately he gets contradicted by number 12 laughing and being excited, and then him, he is a true ride or die. That entire movie, because he is always the first one to run up when Superman is in danger. And when he said Superman, when he first like dropped to the ground when Krypto brought him in, he sounded so worried. And then at that ending part, he's always talking about how Superman, his parents would be proud of him and all that. And he's like having a conversation with them where he's like, where Superman said you cleaned up pretty well, and he seems kind of like nervous about his scars and stuff because he got bodied by Ultraman.
Yeah.
I think he got the worst of it because he got folded in half, and then his head got caved in, and then he started stabbing himself with a screwdriver. It was, oh man, even if though he's a robot, that was brutal. But it's like, he also seemed kind of happy when Superman reassured him about it too, and then he was like,
Yeah.
someday you'll give me a name, and he's like, well, number 4 is a name. He's like, so is Gary. It's like, okay, that's
Gary.
a weird name to attach yourself to, but I hope they start calling you Gary.
Honestly, I thought he would be like Calyx or something. Another one of Superman's robots he was like super close with.
Oh, okay. Maybe in the future, I don't know. But Gary's just funnier. Like, oh yes, this is Calyx, this is Kryptonian,
Gary.
like a bunch of other weird sci-fi sounding names, and then it's just Gary. Like in the Transformers 1 movie where you have Orion, Pax, Megatron, B-127, and Aaron.
And we're talking a lot of Transformers in the Superman review. I don't like it.
Why? I wonder why.
Turn the camera away from the goddamn Transformers. But yeah, that's the whole movie. Yeah, we stayed before it. We both love this movie. We can say
I cannot wait for when this Superman meets his Batman. That is my most anticipated.
I can't wait for that too.
I want to see that best friend dynamic. I need it done justice because it is fundamental to both Superman and Batman's characters that dynamic is portrayed correctly.
Yes, absolutely. I've been wanting to talk about this with you actually. I saw this one fan art where it was the panel from All Star Superman where the little girl's about to jump off.
Talking about, I think.
Yeah.
Sent that to me.
Okay. Yes, I did. And it's the panel from All Star Superman where the little girl's about to jump off the building and Superman tries save her, but he is like kind of like sheltered from like what's going on in a little girl's head mentally, and then Batman shows up. Then Superman may not know. Then pops up his sleeves, shows he has cuts on his arms, and he's like, "But I know, so I know what you're going through."
Canon so bad, it makes
Yeah,
so much.
I would not be upset. That was the thing. Like totally.
I want Jensen Ackles to be Batman, and okay, I'm gonna drop that for a second. I do think he would be one of the best castings for that movie, but aside from that, whoever it is, I would just really appreciate it, and I think a lot of other people would too, if Batman did go through those thoughts too as a kid, because he didn't become Batman immediately. He didn't become Batman until he was like in his late 20s. So it's like, as a young boy,
Actually, he became Batman as soon as his parents were shot.
oh yeah, because people say, oh yeah, Bruce Wayne died that night Batman was born. No, I'm not a fan of that take where they say Bruce Wayne is masked just because of that one line in Batman Beyond. It's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as that. Like, they are both they are they're both the mask essentially because neither represents the true Bruce Wayne. Like, he's not a playboy, but he's also not some stoic protector who doesn't feel and kicks the crap out of criminals without really caring. He's a lot more than that. And it's like, why am I talking about the true identity of Batman when this video? We could make that. We could debate about that in our own other.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, that'd be a really fun video if we went into like what we want to see from Batman.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be sick, actually. Yeah, I would not be opposed to that at all.
Stay tuned. Maybe. We'll see.
Stay tuned. Maybe if Chip will get off his ass.
If you want to do that, you could just call me.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, movies. The movie is fucking incredible.
One of
the past.
It is a great movie. It is a great way, and technically this isn't the start of the universe. Creature Commandos was, but this is a perfect start to the new universe.
Absolutely.
People have so much hope for this, and honestly, for years, I used to consider myself a DC fan, except in movies. I used to think that DC beats Marvel in comic books,
right,
video games, TV shows. But the one category they didn't beat them in was movies. I do not agree that MCU has gone woke. I do not agree that the MCU is dead. But just because of this one movie, I think DC is probably going to start.
Yeah, I think DC will be a little bit more booming than Marvel, honestly. And they just came out with fucking Fantastic Four, and like a lot of people are liking Superman in that movie.
Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four were great movies. Thunderbolts more so, but it's like they were good movies. It's not like the MCU is dead. But I think just based off of this first impression, when we get Supergirl in theaters, it is also going to be one of the best superhero movies. Like, I feel like that's the final
exactly, especially when they're focusing quality over quantity, just like making the product good in the first place. That just gives me more faith within this new DCU.
A lot of people also trash on Gunn and DC because they keep announcing projects, but they're not doing anything. He is already like halfway through shooting Supergirl, and they were halfway through shooting Superman when they were releasing Creature Commandos. They're already writing other movies. Like, they're already doing Clayface while also doing Supergirl. It's not like they're not doing anything. They are making huge leaps of progress in a lot of movies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Peacemaker just fucking came out too. So like,
Peacemaker's coming out too. They were doing that while doing Superman. It's like they have so much stuff coming out.
Yeah.
It's like,
exactly. Yeah.
it is good.
But no.
He is doing all this while still being good.
Exactly. He's not rushing or anything. Just for the sake of getting things done. He is making sure he's telling a good story while doing all these other fucking things.
I have full.
And that's why I love Superman.
And after this movie, I think I have another thing to add. I have a bit of a list where it's like, if I make it as like a big writer, there are certain things I want to do. One, I want to appear on Smosh. I know that's probably stupid, but I really want to be on Smosh eventually. And then I also want to work with James Gunn to some capacity if we make it as writers.
That's my goal. That's my goal, bitch. That's mine.
Do it together. You know what? If James Gunn likes us both, we can make a movie together or some shit, bro.
All right, Charlie. God.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, I love this movie. The past 2 years, I've been gaining the Superman character, reading shit like All Star, reading Kingdom Come for the first time. Great, also a really good comic. Reading a bunch of Superman books, just like falling in love with the character in preparation for this movie. And like this movie just like captures everything I love about the character in like one movie. That's like everything I've been looking for in a Superman movie. Honestly, like. just done so well. It's like mixing like Silver Age with like modern day stuff, and like this amalgamation of everything within this new universe. It's just like super fucking dope, dude.
This has proven, this and the Guardians of the Galaxy movies have proven to me that James Gunn understands Superman. It's like I've kind of been trashing on Snyder throughout this review, but I really don't think he's a bad director, as a lot of people say. And I don't like his interpretation of Superman. I thought Batman vs Superman was entertaining, but a mischaracterization was rampant in that movie. But the Justice League movie was pretty good for the most part. Like, mischaracterization wasn't common. Gal Gadot was easily the worst part of that movie. But it's like, I feel like if we give Zack Snyder the right character to work with, then he could make a great superhero movie. It's just Superman and Batman are not those characters. And I would honestly love it to see if James Gunn and Zack Snyder work together on a movie, because last time they worked together, it was
That wouldn't be bad.
Dawn
That wouldn't
of
be
the
bad.
Dead remake,
They're buddies.
and people loved that movie. So I think if we give Zack Snyder the proper character to work with, then he could cook. Like, Zack Snyder is not.
He could, yeah.
He is not a terrible filmmaker. It's just he does not.
Yeah, absolutely.
Understand.
And like this whole discourse in the first place between James Gunn versus Zack Snyder, I think is very fucking stupid, because we should not be seeing these like two people whose sole job is to like just make movies and stuff as like this godly figure.
They're friends. Like, that would be like if
people were they're human beings. They're anyone like you or I.
Yeah, that would be like if they were shitting on me for making a movie wrong, but then trying to praise you, or they were shitting on you and trying to praise me. When we're friends, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, if we had
literally, yeah,
fan bases,
there's like this whole culture war. There's like this whole culture war between fucking these two different versions of Superman. As like there's not worse things going on in the world right now. And that's just like people are like focusing their sole motivations on shit that doesn't matter like this. It's like Zack Snyder and James Gunn are human beings, just like this fucking dude. So like, yeah, I think people need to cool it with like with like this debate, because like it really doesn't matter. Again, they're human beings like you and I. But yeah, that's my 2 cents about Superman. Yeah, what do you think, bro? What do you think, bud?
I mean, there's really nothing much to say. It's a great superhero movie, great James Gunn movie, good starting point for the DCU, and I'm looking forward to everything he has to do with it in the future.
Yeah, again, James Gunn just doesn't miss. It's shit like this. I mean, it doesn't jam entirely, but even with Creature Commandos, it was a rusted gun, but it still kind of works, right? So it's still functioning.
It's perfectly functioning gun. It doesn't rust. It doesn't jam pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Honestly, I'm looking forward to see this version of Superman. What James Gunn can do with characters like Brainiac or like the League of Superman or anything like that.
Not quite sure how I feel about the League of Superman, but I definitely am looking forward to Brainiac. And dude, I want to see what he can do with Metallo, because I love Metallo personally. Like, Metallo is such a good.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, dude. Yeah, I can always see Metallo and Superman, honestly. So
there's a lot of stuff you could touch into, but I think that is pretty much it for our thoughts on the movie.
Yeah, I think we talked about what we need to talk about. Had some unnecessary rambles here and there. Yeah, a lot more than that. But did you want to say anything before we close out?
Just that this was fun, and I hope we do a lot more like this, because honestly, this is going to be really fun to edit.
Yeah, totally. We have learned to ramble way less for the sake of you. But yeah, that's it for this video. I'm gonna be working on the Creature Commandos. Not Creature Commandos. I already done that. The Peacemaker video after this one. So if you want to see that, like the video, comment what you think, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.